kickoff team out there ready to tee it up in this bowl game. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So Miami, Ohio's offense will get first crack at it today. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count on. They punch the clock, and they're hard workers.
They came out humming on this drive, and now it's first down from the 36. They're going to ride this running back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard games just because of the body blow effect.
Out of the gun to give to the back. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
The Red Hawks have it with a 1st and 10. The sure hands, it's Reynolds. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down mark.
During the week, you got to talk to your quarterback. Quarterback, what do you like? What's your favorite, safest routes, easiest reads? Love coming out with those early with the short passing game.
Ready to fire from the pistol. On the ground, it's Tracy. Oh, he's got some space. Good execution. They moved the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
And talking to the OC this week, getting this running back going was step number 1. It was priority number 1. He said it makes the whole offense go. Like, he is the bell cow. He is the guy. This offense is doing exactly what they set out to do on this first drive.
Gets open down the middle. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11.
Great execution on the RPO, and the receiver had some time to find the soft spot in the zone and make himself open for the quarterback and make it a much easier pass. Great job.
And the Red Hawks come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
We're trying to run the ball on first down, guys, but just nothing doing up front. Their offensive line got blown up on that play. There was nowhere for that guy to go.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. From the gun, running back on the move. And they're able to get him down, but not before he gets to the 2.
Talking to their coaches, they said, we are going to run the ball on the first drive of this game and really see if we can establish that line of scrimmage. You've seen that early so far, and after that explosive run, they've now set themselves up here in the red zone looking to score some points.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. And he takes it in for the score.
Well, you know this offensive coordinator scripts his opening 10, 15 plays, and he didn't even need that. They went 9 plays and scored a touchdown. Everything working perfectly. They look like a well-oiled machine early in this game offensively.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. So it's an 80-yard drive. touchdown run from the 2. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. So Buffalo's offense will have its first possession of the game. And, David, they've got a guy in the backfield that certainly is capable of carrying more than his share of the weight in this offensive attack.
Yeah, he's a piece, but I would argue this, Reese. Like, you need to get the ground game going. For this offense to be successful, they need a physical tone setter, and he can be that, sometimes up, sometimes down. They need that consistently, Jesse.
They need him to show up when it matters the most. And there's going to be times in this game, like we've seen throughout his career, when the defense wants to take away wide receivers or players on the perimeter, and that's when this guy has to show up and shine. He's got vision, he's got cutting ability, he's got speed, but that's got to be on display in this game.
They opened up this drive, getting all the way out to the 35, and now it's first down again. Takes the handoff. It's Henderson. Spins away from the defender. They finally rustle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. The highlight of Pete Lembo's first year at Buffalo was knocking off number 23 Northern Illinois, the first-ranked win for the Bulls since 2008.
And you're always looking for bright spots. That win against Northern Illinois was huge, so they've got their sights set on bigger things this year, David, namely winning a MAC championship.
And you saw last year that they had the 5-game winning streak. And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
And the Bulls with a second and short to keep this drive moving. That's reeled in. It's King. They knock him down at the 40, but he picks up 5, and it'll be enough for a first down. No reason to panic when you see those extra bodies coming. Just find the big tight end.
Well, and the great ones do that. I think the great ones are okay. You want to blitz? I know my answers. I'm all right. I'll stay patient. Find the matchup. This time it was the tight end. Finds the tight end, throws a strike, gets the first down.
He'll do it himself. They pick up half of it. It'll be second and 5.
And this option attack can lull you to sleep sometimes. And there's just so many things they can do off of it, and you just got to play responsibility, and you got to get them on the ground and make tackles. And that was a good job limiting the damage on that play with a nice tackle.
Tried to pound it on first down. Now back to the line. Looking to pass. It's Roberson. Got it in the middle. It's Snow. All down, and he has enough to move the chains.
You got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a first down.
The Bulls will have it first and 10. To the air on first down. Here he goes breaking the pocket. And he tries to get away, but he cannot. He's taken down. He'll lose a couple.
And the defense has given up some plays, some passing yards on this drive. You want to stop that? Nice job rushing the quarterback, making him feel a little bit of pressure and getting him on the ground and now getting him behind the sticks.
And the Bulls with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Trying play action. Fires to the big fella. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Good play by the defense. Way to wrap them up. Way to know where the sticks are. Now put you in a successful position for third down. Now you can break out the fun packages, the blitzes, putting more speed, more little fast guys on the field.
They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, better look out. He stopped well short of the line to gain at the 22. Not a chip shot field goal, but certainly makeable. We'll see what they do on fourth down. So now on comes the field goal unit. Visualizing the right ball flight from 39 yards out in the right half.
touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Well, to the last drive, ended with a field goal. The kickoff team out there to send it away. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Miami, Ohio offense returns to the field. Off to a good start here and back to work now with a 7-3 lead. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
That's the type of explosive play you love to start a drive with. First down from the 42. Caught over the middle. It's Perry. And a good job in coverage there. They stop it after just a few.
And frankly, if that's a completion, it's not going to make the end of season highlight reel. But in this game, it could lead to a highlight reel type play. The offensive coordinator may be setting something big up for later in the game.
Let's see what they've got on second down. Back to throw, it's Finn. And that's going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming. Now this offense tries to figure out a way to move the chains after the second down misfire. Gets the back moving. Wants to keep it in the air. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the left. His defense giving up ground as he's finally knocked down at the 26.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. The Red Hawks are moving quickly down the field. Smithers into space. Turning it on. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
It's such a good sign for your offense when your quarterback is this dialed in early in the game, right? On the RPO, wanted to throw it, nobody open, so he takes off running it himself and gets a big gainer. If I'm the coordinator and play caller, I'm finding more ways to get this guy running the football and keep this defense on their heels.
Setting up the screen. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
Those screen plays, you really want to sell it, get it to your running back, and get him to the second level. Get him running full head of steam on a safety, on a linebacker. He almost got going, but just got tackled before he could really do any damage.
That'll do it here in the quarter, guys, and Miami, Ohio has the lead. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. They've stopped into the field, and we're ready to go in the second. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. To the air, it's Finn. Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be third down.
Perfect timing. Got there right when the ball got there. Didn't get there a little bit early. Saving the touchdown. Nice timing by that defender.
Boy, they love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on first and goal. Rides the back and leaves it. He bends away from the defense. Touchdown, Miami! How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option? I can hear the defensive coordinator in the next booth yelling, "Wrap up! You have to wrap up!"
Bring your feet. 4 points of contact. You hear all those stuff from your defensive coaches. But you know what? Sometimes the guy's just better than you. He makes a play, gets in the end zone.
Ready to try the point after. extra point is good, and they have an 11-point lead. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown, and the capper on that drive, the 10-yard touchdown run. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Buffalo has it back. Let's see what the Bulls offense can do. There's a little more urgency attached to this drive. They reeled it in on the left side. And he's brought down after a huge completion.
And if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
That is a highly efficient way to move the chains, and now they are threatening inside the 40. Back to throw, it's Roberson. Makes the grab.
I'll tell you, this slot receiver, he really does give his quarterback a nice option. Runs really good routes. He's got nice hands. You saw it on that last play.
The Bulls can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Looking to fire. Grabbed over the middle. It's Snow. Down to the 26-yard line where the tackle is made. Pick up a 5 and a first down.
Well, the drag routes put in this playbook to fight against man-to-man coverage. So there you see the receiver using his speed, working his way across the field. He gets separation on the DB trying to trail him, makes the catch, turns it upfield for the first.
He wants to throw it again. Quickly to the flat, the wide receiver screen. He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it. They're short of the first down.
This is no surprise to defenses anymore. Everybody throws wide receiver screens, and you could tell they were ready for it. They saw the quick game, they pounced on it, got the wide receiver on the ground. It's not the first time they've seen that.
Wants to fire on second down. Caught in the backfield is Henderson. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Let's see what they've dialed up on 3rd and long from the 22. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. Touchdown, Buffalo. All that baby in and strolled into the end zone for the score. Man, he didn't just put it on his numbers. If he were throwing it at a front porch, he would have put that right in the keyhole. What a precise pass.
Right in the keyhole, right on the button, right on the face mask, whatever it was. Great throw, great timing. Nice job on the quarterback.
He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they cut the lead to 14-10. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And the scoring play comes on a touchdown pass from 22 yards out. So after getting into the end zone on that last drive, they're set to kick it away. On the move from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Miami, Ohio has it back. The Red Hawks offense heads to the field. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And they couldn't connect on the deep shot. Let's see if things get worse. There's a flag on the field. Which way is this going to go? We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. They'll leave it with him. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up, get some movement at the point of attack, and find a little crease for your running back.
Second down coming up. play fake. And he bats it away. It falls incomplete.
That is such a great play by that defender. And how many times on deep balls do we see PI? Do we see pass interference? In situations just like that, that defender did an outstanding job.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, back up inside their 20. To the air, it's Finn. Bought a little time, lets it go. Got it in the middle, it's Tracy. They make the stop at the 26, and let's see if they bring out the punt team.
You gotta love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on third down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch, you gave up the completion, whoop-de-doo. You set up fourth and long, you're gonna get the ball back, go get some water and celebrate.
Punt is in the air. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. The Buffalo offense headed back to the field. They took it down the field for a touchdown the last time they had it, and now an opportunity to take the lead in this football game.
So they got to be feeling good. They did their part, score. Your defense does your part, Jesse. This offense, keep that momentum. I would say stay aggressive.
And just keep doing what you were doing on that last drive, right? Well, whatever was working for you, just go back. Keep using those same playmakers to allow you to go down there and score a touchdown.
Grab behind the line. It's Henderson. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover and pick up the first.
Man, it's nice having a QB that is going to hang in there. You could tell, hanging in there, he knows he's going to get hit, right? If I'm going to get hit, I might as well make a completion. Great job hanging in there, throwing the football on target and getting the completion.
Out of the shotgun on third down. Caught near the sticks. It's Snow. They convert on third down as he gets it to the 46-yard line.
Really nice job there by the quarterback, understanding that it's zone coverage on third down. You're going to have to find someone working into a soft spot, get the ball out of your hands quickly, make an accurate throw, and pick up the first. Well done.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. That's caught. It's Henderson. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that, take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
From the gun, the ground game. And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Wide receiver going in motion. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth game if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead from the ground.
Gives it on the option. He made the first guy miss, but there were too many dudes coming to help, and they stopped him behind the line. Guys, take a second and think about Buffalo defensive players. Remember Khalil Mack? Well, last year, Sean Doak and Red Murdoch led the NCAA in tackles. Then why does it seem like some schools just have that as part of their identity?
It's just fun. They just find those undersized guys that hunt, that play football, that play with aggressiveness. And to have the #1 tacklers in college football on your defense, A, that means you play a lot of snaps. B, that means you got a couple of dudes.
Oh, he drops it right down the middle of the field, and he couldn't make the play. Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. Third and long. Ball's at the 25. They'll go to the counter play. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
That's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
They kick it away on 4th down. A fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. Buffalo has it back. Let's see what the Bulls offense can do. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
And the Bulls can really attack on this 2nd and short. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets and, most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example there of it.
The Bulls come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Catch in the middle, it's Henderson. They've got it inside the 40 and the 39 as they pick up the 1st down.
Great job by the running back here on that 3rd down catch. There was no wasted movement. As soon as he got the ball in his hands, he turned around and he got upfield. That's what you got to do. You got to be decisive on these 3rd down type plays to move the sticks.
Off the play fake on 1st down. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer. You're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front 7 on defense, it's going to be tough.
And the Bulls trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Dropping back, it's Roberson. And he feels the heat coming in and burns him up. Another sack.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the 1st half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they've built a lead.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. And whatever they did on 1st and 2nd down, don't do that anymore. 3rd and very long coming up. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. He hurls one deep down the left side. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down.
Well, they hooked up already once for a score today, so the quarterback's going back to him again deep down the field, but it falls in.
The Bulls will punt this one away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Wouldn't call it a shank, but I don't think he'll include it on his greatest hits. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Toss sweep to the right. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Man, nowhere to run on that play at all.
About all you can say is do better. That's the problem. Are they able to do better?
And that's why you keep trying things, right? Keep trying to get on the perimeter, on the middle, try different things to see what you do well.
And wings it incomplete.
I love the quick decision that he made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
They couldn't connect on 2nd down, now staring at a 3rd and 9. Looking downfield, it's Finn. Fires to the middle. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
One thing this defense always they forced him on. Here on third down, what a great job flying to the football, getting a hit, forcing an incompletion. They may be jogging off here soon again.
And the Redhawks will call on their punt team. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. They take over late and they have enough time to put together a drive. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Going for the big play. Catch inside the 30 and still running. And he's slipped through the ground and he'll house it. Touchdown, Buffalo!
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. That drive not too taxing on the playbook. One play, put it in the end zone just like that. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. Hines is tight end. Really good concept there to get things going and use the tight end early.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job on first down, setting up an easier second down. Understanding you don't always have to push the ball down the field, but see the tight end, make the throw. No, it's not a big game. It makes life really easy on that second down.
The Redhawks come to the line on third and short, looking to keep this drive moving. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Well, they were counting on winning the one-on-one battle. They got the completion, but the yardage didn't work out.
Yeah, and a lot of times, man, that's what I do on short yardage situation. Third and short, make my guy fall forward for a couple yards, try to get the first down, but it was a good tackle, and the receiver got absolutely nowhere after the catch.
Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. And just a short, safe pass play, they pick up a few. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. Line getting set on second down.
Has come out slinging the pill. They are throwing it. They are trying to be aggressive. We're only in the second quarter, guys. Already, this guy has over 200 yards passing.
Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. Now on first down from the 43-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. And he can't connect on the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, he's been Mr. Dependable early in this game. First 5 attempts, all complete. Finally, the defense able to force an incompletion when they throw his way. This guy's route running his hands. It's a matchup problem, but the defense finally has something good happen.
Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. This time he's got his man. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
You know he's got to love love this offense picking up so many first downs? It's their own defense. David, I know you love playing on teams with great offenses.
Clock still running, almost certainly the last play of the half. Wants to go up top on first down. On target to the left. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
All right, thanks, guys. And through 2 quarters of ball, it looks like we're in for another fun one here today. And how do we possibly begin without singing the praises of this receiver? His ability to find gaps, run textbook routes, and then show that breakaway speed. He simply is the total package. How this secondary responds, whether they try to double-team him or get aggressive at the line, that'll be the story of this second half. For now, let's get back to the guys in the booth to start up this second half.
And the Redhawks will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Buffalo offense headed back to the field. They'll start the third quarter with the run. And that stick arm is a weapon for this runner. He uses it and picks up a first down.
This is going to be a big key for him, David, with the lead here in the second half, running the football, right? Staying on the field and bleeding the clock.
Yeah, run the football. You're ahead. You can be a little bit more conservative. But again, this opens up the pass. This keeps everything in balance for this offense.
Quick pass on the fly motion. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Quick spin on the line. Continues to fight for yards. Purdy on the Jets. He will not be denied.
And to have a rushing touchdown on that type of yardage, you've got to be able to make something miss. It's one thing to get into the second level, but can you make that last defender miss? And you saw it on that play. Once he was in the clear, with his speed, he was gone.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And he caps things off with a scintillating 68-yard scoring run. So after getting into the end zone on that last drive, they're set to kick it away. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Guys, we'll see what this Redhawks offense can get done this time. Dropping back, it's Finn. Trying to set up the screen. He's out past the 35. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage and got it out to the 41 with a first down. Lots of good stuff on that play. You slow down the rush, you get a completion, and you move the chains.
And most importantly, you're right. You don't force a short yardage situation that you have to get. Nice job. Invite that rush up the field. Take advantage of the aggressiveness of the defense. Make the catch. Make the run. Get the first down.
That's caught. It's Weaver. Past the 45. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down. New set of downs after the completion. He'll keep it himself. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop it.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football, that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the first down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get him across the line and pick up the first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
Just a short pass to the tight end. Knocked out of bounds. They're in the red zone. Mark it at the 17, and they are set up. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. Headed to the end zone. Oh, it's a fumble. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. They'll go to the ground. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And this team needs more of that, man. Like, this is a really close football game. You've got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense. And they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. On the run, it's Henderson. Powers through the defender. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5.
Great play by the defense there, getting the tackle for loss. But on offense, your mindset has to be, we need to be the more physical team here in the second half. We've got the lead, third quarter. We want to run the ball. We've got to have more success getting our blocks and moving forward if we're going to win this game.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. There we go. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks for the first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Snagged in the middle. It's Kane. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chain.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
And the Bulls are on the move. Dropping back, it's Roberson. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Big tight end tries to make a catch, and you can tell he extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it. The big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
Trying to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Shoots his way for more. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
The Bulls are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. They're going to try to throw for it on 3rd down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Snow. Putting together a real scoring threat here as they pick up the first down at the 36. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where to sit down, how to make it an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback, and that's what it was on 3rd and short.
Running with pace, changing speed.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football. You've got to just keep getting positive yards. You've got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
He'll pull it on the read. Nice move there. Oh, got some room, headed to the goal line. And he'll place it to the house. Touchdown, Bulls.
Now, you've seen the evolution of the option. You've seen the evolution of the scrambling quarterbacks that can run and be so dynamic and just so much to defend. The quarterback says, forget that. You defend everything, I'll take it myself. In for 6.
Lining up to add another. And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Miami, Ohio offense returns to the field. Back to pass, it's Finn. Trailing now by 17, David. This is an opportunity that they need to answer.
And down by 17, it's not panic mode yet. Like, I know we just gave up some points, and our defense hasn't played great. I think this offense can still be who they are and stay consistent.
No doubt, lots of football to go, but you do get the feeling this is the time of game where, you know, it could get bad. If you don't score and all of a sudden they get the ball back, they take it down the field and put some points up, this thing might be over. So absolutely, this quarterback, he wants to drive this offense down the field and at least put something on it.
And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
The Red Hawks, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the grab. It's Weaver.
And these quarterbacks have to really trust their wide receivers that they're going to be disciplined and run to the right route when they're throwing that ball to the outside like that, because those corners are sitting there on the inside, and the worst thing that could happen is to miss inside and that cornerback can go in the other direction.
And the Red Hawks with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. He'll toss it. Perfectly timed on that pitch, and they pick up the first down on the play.
And that's exactly how you draw it up. And that's why the option's so hard to stop. QB, man, draw the defense in. Look at me. I'm the first option. Bam. Next thing you know, he pitches it, gets a positive gain down the field.
The Red Hawks are moving quickly down the field. Right back to the well. And there is nowhere to run. They were eager and ready for him this time around.
And after your defense just went out there and gave up a touchdown and let them build the lead more, you really need to come out with this drive and answer. And the running game is not in. They were ready for that. Going to have to create some explosive plays through the passing game.
Back to throw, it's Finn. Bringing the heat. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. He'll take a shot. Touchdown, Red Hawks! Made the grab in the end zone for the score.
And I think in the pre-snap, I think both of these guys were on the same page. They had a look defensively that let them know we can pitch this thing way down the field. I'm going to go run under and make it
receiver, I'm like, I'm open, right? I'm going straight down the field, throw me the football. I got the speed. I can beat this guy. You can tell they've done that so much in practice. They knew it was second nature, and they executed it perfectly.
On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. So a drive there of 85 yards, and the score comes on a touchdown pass covering 28 yards. So after getting into the end zone on that last drive, they're set to kick it away. Coming out with it, it's Shelton. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. They'll move the wide receiver. Use the play fake, now to throw. Caught behind the line, it's Snow. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
The defense has their hands full trying to stop this guy in the slot. They're going to have to figure something out to bracket him, try and get two bodies around him, maybe get some safety help as well, because right now they do not have the answer for this guy.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Reads it, fires complete. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
And the Bulls are at the line looking to convert on third and short. Guys, we've reached the end of the quarter, and Buffalo is on top. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor, both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. So we open the final period with a third down play. To throw, it's Roberson. Under fire. Got rid of it just in time.
I think in this situation after that incompletion, fourth and short on your side of the field, the smart play is to punt it away and trust your defense.
The Bulls will line up to punt it away. He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. Miami, Ohio has it back. The Redhawks offense heads to the field. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time they had a much better field position this time around.
Well, we've got a close game here at the start of the fourth quarter, right? This team obviously is down, but they're not playing it close to the vest. Being aggressive, first play of the drive, trying to throw it down the field. They're going to have to complete some of these if they're going to get this comeback win in this game.
They'll run it from the gun. Breaks into the open. Brought down at the 46, but he got 10 on the play.
One of the things you love about this running back is his physicality. He's got great size, and because of that, he can wear defenses down. Those 2, 3, and 4-yard gains in the first and second quarter, they become big gains late. Guys don't want to tackle him, and you're seeing that now.
Wants to throw on first down. Quarterback floating away from pressure. Kept getting his pass to mark. They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29.
And it's just so fun to be a play caller when you got a QB that can do that. Like, it's a pass play. Nope, he pulls it down, chews up yardage, gets a first down. And both of these quarterbacks, man, they have this ability to make big plays.
And the Redhawks will snap it on first and 10. Looking to throw, it's Finn. Zings it complete to the right.
That's a bang-bang play, 3-step slant. They rep this over and over in practice so they can go and execute it on game day like that. The Redhawks in a good spot here with second and
short. Give to the running back. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
Well, the good news is you got the first down running it there on 2nd and short, but the bad news is you're down by quite a bit here in the 4th quarter, and 2, 3, 4-yard gains aren't going to get it done. You've got to start chucking this thing vertically to get back in the game.
And the Redhawks pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. He's all the way down to the 3, showing it all on that run.
And maybe the big fella can jumpstart this offense a little bit. They got to get some points, and he's that big physical guy, breaking some tackles, making some plays. Here in the 4th quarter, they're going to need it.
1st and goal, and a touchdown here really gives them momentum. Quarterback on the keeper. And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line.
I don't think the quarterback made the right read on that play. I know they're asking a lot of his QBs, got a lot to focus on with the pass game and all the different types of runs that they have in their playbook. But on that play there, that pre-snap look told me to hand it up.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Caught in the backfield, it's Tracy. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time. And they'll try to bite a chunk out of this lead on 3rd and goal. Wants to throw, it's Finn. Looking to get it in. And they got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
Well, the defense needs one more stop. They did a nice job not giving up a first down that last one, but with the lead late like this, one more stop, they're going to win this game.
And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. This is now a 7-point game.
And so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Buffalo has it back. Let's see what the Bulls offense can do. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Stopped at the 25 after a 5-yard gain.
Man, it's so nice to have a guy that you can depend on. Like, this offense is built around him for a reason. Just a good running back. You can see, gets north-south, doesn't dance, picks up positive yards, breaks tackles. He's just a really good player, and that's why this offense runs through.
The give out of the gun. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They've given up some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success. But on that play, really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
Takes it from the gun on 3rd down. He'll rock one deep down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
That's one thing this defense takes a lot of pride on. They like tackling the catch, and they like being around the ball. That time, he was in proximity to knock that thing loose. Nice physical play.
And the Bulls will punt it away on 4th down. Makes a move. He was working his way on the return toward midfield. They'll stop him at the 46. Guys, we'll see what this Redhawks offense can get done this time. Catch in the middle, it's Perry. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Well, it's a nice job by the receiver there on the slant throw. Gets across the defender, makes the nice catch, hauls it in.
Now on 2nd down for this offense. Looking to throw, it's Finn. He put it out there for him, and the senior gave him a chance, but they couldn't make the connection.
Man, the quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there on the application.
3rd and short from the 49. Is this 4-down territory? From the gun, wants to pass. Dances away to buy time. Took care of it himself. Really nice job to convert that 3rd down, and they've got it at the 33.
And both these quarterbacks, man, they're showing off their ability to take off and scramble and make plays. Right here, it's a design pass. He's looking to make a play. What does he do? He sees some space, captures it, makes the big play with his feet, gets another 1st down. This guy can do that a lot.
Looking downfield on 1st down. Mason, he's brought down the one away for this offense, and they'll have it at the 12-yard line.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the 1st down.
And a 9-yard gain on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and short.
He does a really good job being decisive, getting downhill, being a great runner. And guess what? You know how easy offense is when you get me at 2nd and short, 2nd and medium. Everything in the playbook is open to him.
2nd down coming up in this red zone opportunity. Looking for the score. Can't hang on in the end zone, and that one is going to drive him crazy when he watches it. It'll be 3rd down.
There's so much for a quarterback to think about. Stick it out of the belly. Do I pull it? Now when I pull it, I got to get my feet set, make an accurate throw to the right guy. So a lot of things going on. And I think you saw that led to a little bit of inaccuracy.
He'll sneak it and try to surge forward. Back down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
3rd and 1. Everyone knows it's coming, but the quarterback sneak is so hard to stop. They just got to get 1 yard. Nice job by the offensive line.
Well, a really good push by his center on that last play, making it easy for his quarterback to just tuck the football, belly it, get low, and drive your legs.
He'll do it himself. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami.
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
Setting up for the extra point and the tie. And no problem on that extra point, and we have a tie ball game here in the 4th. They went 54 yards on that last touchdown drive and finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. We've got a dandy going here, all tied up in the 4th quarter and about to kick it away. And he's coming out of the end zone. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. The Buffalo offense headed back to the field. They'll run it. They shut it down quickly, but he gets 2 out to the 18.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. They'll go right back to it. Shakes off the defender. And what moves this guy has. The juice, the wiggles, the spurts just went right past him and picked up the 1st down. They'll put it in play from the 27, 1st down. He'll keep it himself. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34.
I I suspect we can see that same exact play. They make it look really easy, running the option down the line of scrimmage, QB making good decisions and keeping them in good second down situations.
The Bulls with a second and short to keep this drive moving. They'll ride the running back and leave it with it. And works it to the 40-yard line. That'll be a first down. The clock stops as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the game. And the Bulls will line it up on 1st and 10. They'll switch it up here and look to throw. The quick out. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moving forward just a few.
I think the defense doing a really good job of understanding this is late in the game. It matters. Taking away the sidelines, taking away the middle of the field, making him kind of check the football down, go through his progressions, and make that clock tick.
Looking downfield, it's Roberson. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Decisions, decisions, decisions. If you're the quarterback right now, that's the most important thing. You cannot put the football in harm's way. Tie football game late, but with these timeouts in your back pocket, you've got an opportunity to drive the field and win this thing. You just cannot throw the ball to the other team.
Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down.
After that incompletion, now 4th down in your own end. With this much time left, do you trust your defense to get a stop? That's the question you got to ask yourself. If you don't, then you need to go for this right now, and you need to try to go win this game.
Hunt is in the air on 4th down. On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. They'll send the back in motion. Got it in the middle. It's Reynolds. Timeout on the field, and everybody want to make sure they're organized as we come down the gut of the game. The Red Hawks can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Look out, he's got room. It's a fumble. And the offense will maintain possession. Son, that ball must be riveted to your ribcage.
Deep breath, right? Man, you fumble that thing, you cough it up, you're like, oh, I really appreciate you, brother. I can't tell you how much I thank you because the coaches would have been all over me, but big-time break for the offense.
All knotted up and just a little bit of time left in regulation. To the air on 1st down. He's got his man across the middle. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker.
Well, I know it's early in the drive, and you're just trying to get completions and get the drive going, but this is 2 minutes, and you're trailing. I mean, you've got to take some shots down the field and be a little bit more aggressive, put some pressure on this defense.
Back to pass, it's Finn. Quickly complete. Just picked up 3 yards, but he didn't get out of bounds to try to save every precious second.
It's so nice as a quarterback when you've got a guy like that working for you in the slot. He has such a good feel to find the open spaces in the defense. Just makes life so much easier for his quarterback.
He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. Throws it in. It's Weaver. Doesn't quite make it to the 1st down marker. He's a yard short.
And that is a perfect job by this defense. Like, you can give up those little small gains all the way down the field. The clock is your friend. You don't want to give up big plays, don't want to give up those 1st downs, and just make that clock run.
And the Red Hawks decide to punt it away. Well, guys, let's play some more. Headed to overtime.
And this just feels right. Both of these teams going back and forth. So, of course, David, this thing needs to get decided in OT.
Let's see who's better. Short amount of time to do it. A couple possessions probably, maybe one possession each. Who's the better team?
All right, guys, so here we go in overtime, and just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possession starting on the opponent's 25.
And you want to play defense first because you want to know what you need. That's a key philosophical approach for most teams when it comes to overtime, David.
Yeah, and remember the rule change a couple years ago, too, in the second overtime and two-point conversion. So all this stuff is situational-type football that you better have worked on throughout these weeks of the season.
They've got it 1st and 10 from the 25. Wants to throw again. Gets it to him on the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the 1st down.
Yeah, and you're going to see this offense find different ways to get this running back involved. It's not just going to be on handoffs, and they're certainly going to line him up in different places. They can throw him the football, but the screen game's a big part of it, too, to try to get him going back.
Caught over the middle. It's Reynolds. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
Good job reading the defense by the quarterback on that RPO fake. He waited to see how the defense was going to play the run. He saw defenders bite up close to the line of scrimmage, and right away he knew he had the slant throw right in behind.
The Red Hawks back to the line on 1st down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Takes a handoff. It's Tracy. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. The give to the tailback. He'll be brought down to the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. With a condensed field in overtime, if you can establish the run, it is a huge advantage.
Big-time advantage. You establish your physicality, come out the gates, put you in a positive way. Now, like in play action, opens the whole playbook.
This extra point would give them a 7-point lead in OT. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Now on 1st down, they need to answer with a touchdown. Looking for a man, it's Roberson. Shot for the end zone. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Quarterback could not have walked that ball, placed it into the hands of his receiver any better. That was a perfect throw. Wide out, deep downfield. You got to finish the play.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Back to pass. Unleashes one deep.
Very hard to complete passes this area of the field. Nice execution. Now you're down by 1, and now you got to make the decision. Are we going to go for it and try to end the game right here and put this game in our offense's hands? What do you think?
And that's why I love having the ball second, because I get the opportunity to do this. I knew they scored a touchdown. We scored a touchdown. Now, do I want to go for the win, or do I want to continue this game on? It's so nice to have the ball second.
Don't assume on this extra point. They needed to send it to a 2nd OT. And the extra point was good to finish things off. Now 1st down here in the 2nd overtime. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw.
zone, I'm going to make sure I know exactly what they're doing, find those holes, find those crossing patterns, and take advantage of that zone coverage.
The Bulls have pushed it inside the 20. He's got it on the right. Touchdown, Buffalo! Got it in to take the lead here in the second OT. Like a Thanksgiving turkey. They're just being carved. No shot. They have no idea how to get in this quarterback's head.
He's on fire. Everything he's doing is working defensively. You got to figure something out. You got to try to do something a little bit different. Bring more pressure. At this rate, shoot, he's on so much fire, you might as well just send everybody. Blitz everybody, live with the results, because everything else ain't working anyways.
Now in the second overtime, you must go for the two-point conversion. Scanning the field, it's Roberson. They do not get the two, and now the lead sits at 6 in double OT. They know what's in front of them. They have to answer that score with a touchdown. Looking to throw on first down. Fires left. Wide open downfield. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
When you're going to run a comeback route, you've got to sell like you're going deep, and that was a great job there by the receiver, really making that corner think he was running deep down the field. So we got the corner to turn his hips, turn his shoulders, and then the receiver was able to just pivot around and make it an easy pass and catch.
Motion from the back. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
And that's a good job by this defense, man. You drop back, you play really smart, play sound. Understand, there's not a lot of field to cover, and they couldn't fit the ball in a window. Good pass defense.
Can the defense stop them again on second and goal? Wants to go up top. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down.
You've got great field position here. You've got to pay it off. Who is your go-to receiver that can make a play in this situation?
Third and goal, and they have to find a way to get a touchdown. They'll try to pass it in on third and goal.
Showed his head coach a lot on that last touchdown pass, the poise and the confidence. And because of that, David, on this upcoming two-point play, you might just put it back in his hands and let him go win it.
Yeah, man, I need it again, right? Like these rules, I got to go for two. This is a clutch moment. Obviously, got to come up big. Do you trust him again? You worked on these two-point plays all year long, all week long. That's what you do. You know the rules. Now you got to go execute.
Have to go for two, starting in double overtime, and this one would win the game. Slams it ahead. They do not convert, and we are still tied, headed for triple overtime. So here we go, dueling two-point conversions from this point forward. Looking to throw, it's Finn. Gets it out fast. They're stopped on the two-point try, and we are still tied. They got the stop, now to win it with a two. Wants to go up top. And